Yeah, 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 yeah. Now here's the deal, everybody. What's good and welcome to the show. It's time for your weekly nerd church session. Church is in session. And this morning we got to talk about this DC slate, y'all. Is DC really coming to come for Marvel now that they've got somebody at the helm? I don't know. We will have to see, but it looks like James Gunn thinks so. So let's talk about him and what it is that he claims he's going to be doing. A couple of quick announcements at the outset. Yes, we will be joined next week by the lovely Tiffy Starchild. And we also, the following week, will have on our show Mr. Cosplay. Venture Brothers Cosplay, of course. Sorry, I lost my script drop. But there's a lot of stuff going on we got to talk about. There is a Wakanda Forever deleted scene that just dropped recently. Also, James Gunn had to react to some crazy stuff going on with Zachary Levi. This dude act like he don't want to play Shazam. He is tripping. Let's talk about The Last of Us episode 3. What's up, Bill? Let's also talk about this crazy dude and whether or not this actually should have been a controversy or not. There's a whole host of things to discuss, but most importantly, we want to introduce y'all to our new friend. Yes, this is the homie, Michael Simeon. We're going to talk with today about some of his ideas and some of his journey in the blurred universe. I'll let you guess which one is him. And he has a lot of stuff to say. This dude is hella funny and hella informed in all things geek, just to kind of give you an idea. Here was something that he said this week.
Welcome to my safe gaming. Y'all, I cannot tell you how excited I am right now. So for those of you that don't know, James Gunn and Peter Safran finally came out with their DC slate. They're calling it Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. And ever since it was announced that James Gunn took over what is now known as DC Studios, I was like, I don't care if I got to tweet this man every day until he notices me. But James Gunn, give us a Midnighter and Apollo live action series or movie. And while I didn't get exactly what I wanted, I got exactly what I wanted, because one of the DC movies announced today is The Authority. And while I do not know much about The Authority, I do know it is the origin superhero team of two heroes that consist of Midnighter and Apollo. Let's fucking go!
No stranger to comic books. He actually is one to quickly tell you, tell me you don't read comics without telling me you don't read comics. So we're going to definitely get into that. We're here to give you what you want, baby, as we do every week. It's the new Blurred Order. What's up, Ep3?
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud but we got no stains. Cold ass ninja with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money in my mind, got them bands in my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. That nigga stay clean so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like...
Good morning. I said good morning, and once again, welcome as we are here for our weekly Nerd Church session, and church is now in session. I am your boy, the real Vince Taylor, Blurred Man himself, reporting live from the Spider-Man cave. Hallelujah. And we are joined by none other than Steph, Word Nerd, Nolly in the building, Good Time. Hello, we've got Bad Time. And Yazzy's back. She's okay. And we also are joined by a special guest this morning. And this gentleman right here, man, once again, is a Blurred Supreme. You see, famous folks keep trying to just take pictures with them. I don't know, they just run up to him like, my God, are you Black Gay Comic Geek? Is it you, really? Can I please get a picture with you? Please. And he's like, all right, I guess I'll abide. Even Stormy tried to get in on him. They just like, come on, man. And the dude is so chopped up. He actually was also one that did kind of put us up on game last week when they did release the information about Sync. Y'all remember how this went, right?
Today's episode of Tell Me You Don't Read Comics Without Welcome to my safe gaming. On today's episode of Tell Me You Don't Read Comics Without Telling Me You Don't Read Comics, white people are so used to whiteness being the default that they're upset that there is a non-white mutant currently being named as the most powerful X-Men. So used to being the chosen one, the most powerful person in the movie, like all the Omega level mutants are white except for Storm. But in the most recent issue, Venom number 14, a fight broke out between Venom and Sync and Madeline Pryor called Sync their most powerful member. And so Screen Rant made a post about it. X-Men's most powerful hero officially named by Marvel. And to no surprise, you got comments like this: woke bullshit. Or because he is black and zesty, whatever that means, he is the most powerful, oh please. Or this ridiculous comment: and her ability is diversity. That's why she's considered the most powerful, even though Sync is a guy. But Sync has been one of the most powerful X-Men since he debuted in 1994. He just hasn't been used until the last 2 or 3 years. They even said he's developing into a potential Omega level mutant. So pick up a fucking book and learn.
That's what I'm talking about. And here to discuss this live with us today, y'all help me welcome to the Blurred Chat, Mr. Michael Lamar. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for having me on. I need to get like y'all got this production level. I'm like, dang, I need to quit what I'm doing because y'all got the clips. You don't went through my whole Instagram with the photos and stuff. I'm like, dang, like they on point with the
I mean, we be trying, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of blurred stuff happening right now. We a whole movement, man. We're just trying to keep up, but we are honored to have you joining us, man, because we see you doing big things real quick, man. So I just wanted to ask you, just at the outset, what does it mean to be black, gay, comic geek? Like, what does that mean?
Well, for me, I think it basically tells you everything that you need to know and everything that I'm interested in. I'm black, I'm gay, and I like comics. And you'd be surprised how many comments I've gotten over the years of people saying, like, are you really black? Or like,
Stop it.
or sorry, I'm not am I really black? Are you really gay? Like literally, I got somebody who was like, I've never seen you kissing another guy on your page. So like, I feel like you're just pretending to be gay for clout. I'm like, what the fuck do you think my channel is about talk about comics? Like, why would I be kissing a guy? You never see me kiss a woman on my channel. So like, what? I'm very confused. But yeah, like I get comments like that all the time. But like my whole thing is about like representation matters and representation equals normalization. So like I want to put myself out there because like, especially when it comes to like the nerd space, a lot of times, especially black queer nerds, we're not like catered to. We're not allowed or not allowed, but we don't really see ourselves in this space. And so almost kind of like Thanos at the end of Age of Ultron, it's like you want something done, you got to do it yourself. So
speak on it, man. And that's how it is, man. And we appreciate you representing that, man, because listen, one of the main reasons we wanted to have this safe space is because for some strange reason, we feel that we're still, when we go into nerd spaces without the blurred portion, there's still some offness, you know what I'm saying? So we wanted to have a place to collaborate where we can be our outward, blurty, black and proud selves without having to always fight the anti-woke mob. So let's go ahead, and if there's any questions for Michael, if anybody wants to say anything, don't hesitate. Just let us know at any point in time. But for right now, let's just go ahead and get to know our boy Michael a little bit and ask a couple of questions. Now, here's how this works. I'm going to go ahead and keep score. We will give you 1 point apiece for each of you that can get some of this right. But I want y'all to let me know if y'all can answer these questions so we can get to know our boy. Y'all ready? Let's start with something easy. Okay, so what are... I asked these questions to Michael, and I want to see if y'all can guess what it is that his answers were. So let's start with this. What are Michael's top 3 favorite superheroes of all time? This is one of our go-to questions here, and I'm just wondering if anybody has any guesses. I'm keeping score. Let me know. Just show them out there.
Midnight in Apollo.
Somebody has done his homework, but no, it's not on there. It's not on there. Not top 3. It might be in there, but it's not.
You're a
top 3.
DC dude, so I'm leaning DC, and in the top 3. I want to go. I want to say I'm just gonna throw one out there just for the love of the game. Batman.
Okay.
I just wanted to get it started. I was okay taking the L, man. I'm fine.
Pull up. I'm gonna give you a little hint because we going down the wrong direction.
I got one.
What's up, Steph?
I mean, he was at the Black Panther premiere, so I'm gonna say Black Panther.
Wrong.
No.
But it should be.
Use context clues.
But I would say this with Steph. You are closer than the other 2 were. All right, you are closer than the other.
You are closer. You are
I mean,
closer.
my heart
Yeah,
said
you are closer.
Storm. My heart said Storm.
I said
There you go.
I felt an energy. I felt a kindred spiritness, and I should have gone with my gut. I should have listened to my
You should have. Like, come on, you got to get the. I summon the full power of the wind. Like, you got to get all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, we got one down. Anybody else have any other guess? Well done. I will give you a hint. Stay in that universe.
Okay, Marvel.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man!
Wow.
We got Steph with 1 point, and we've got Yaz with 1 point. All right, keep it up. We only got one more, y'all, that I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if y'all gonna get this one.
Yeah, y'all not gonna get this one.
Can we get another hint?
Yeah, without ruining it.
Stick with Storm. I'll give you that.
Okay.
And the same vein as Storm.
Jean Grey.
Professor X?
Not white privilege.
Not
Jean
white
Grey.
Nah, yo, you're in the right universe.
Not trying to touch Storm's hair, but like, is this
Nightcrawler?
That's Jean Grey.
Yo,
Nah.
Nightcrawler?
I have a hint.
No?
I have a hint. I think this will actually.
Nightcrawler's close. You're close.
Oh, fuck.
You're in the right universe. Think. I'm gonna throw this at Tyrone. Tyrone, I want you to think of the people that you like the most and who you think are. You know who your favorite folks is. You know who they is.
The X-Men.
Magneto?
Yeah.
All right, is it Bishop?
Universe.
Is it Bishop? No, not Bishop.
Nah,
He said it's close to Nightcrawler. When they said
Gambit.
Nightcrawler, I'm like,
Yeah. You are extremely close with Nightcrawler. You're very close.
Yes,
Mystique.
there we go.
Mystique!
Okay.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about, homeboy. So we got Tyrone with 1 point, got Steph with 1 point, and we have Yaz with 1 point. I could have swore I put the whole slate up here, but evidently I didn't. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So this was a fun one, man. I want to.
You ain't have a Mystique photo to throw up there.
I did, but I'm fucking up this morning.
You could really
man.
just put a photo of
But
anybody
I'll
up
fix
there.
it in
Yeah, you
post.
could put anybody.
A random person. Go.
Yeah, just put a random person. And be like, that's Mystique.
Yeah, here we go. Here's the sneak.
Killing it. Killing the game.
He was just giving us compliments about our production, and he was like, "Hold on, so you ain't got no picture of Mystique?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I fucked up. I'm looking and I realized I didn't even put it up."
We set the bar too high.
We came in too hot. All right, cool. Let's go ahead. Next one. I like this question right here. This one was a little fun. So tell me, and I got a feeling this might make Steph have a conniption. So if Neymar had a gun.
Oh, I remember what I said.
Yeah, it's kind of long, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm even. Let me put it back up there. If Neymar has guns on Shuri, Okoye, M'Baku, and Ramonda, if he gave Michael the choice to save just one, which one would Michael save? His answer is kind of. I
feel like that should go
How did
Tuesday.
Aquapop get a
I think
gun?
Ramonda, he was saying.
I would say Ramonda.
hold up.
Let's use our answer. We all excited. We all excited. I know, Steph. We already know who you gonna save. Come on, Thigh Master. We already know that. But Steph is like her in her head. Her husband is already Winston Duke. So there's no. But which of these characters would our boy Michael, go ahead and send off to the ancestral plane?
Shuri.
I mean, excuse me. Which one will you save? If that's the answer, If you're saying he would save Shuri,
You
is
said
that what you're
save,
saying?
you said send to the afterplane. So
All right, I fucked up. You know what? Fuck all this. Can we start over? I'm not, my coffee ain't kicked in yet. I'm fucking up. Which one?
Who would I save? Who would I save?
Save. All right, that's what I meant to say. What's up, Molly?
Ramonda?
No.
No.
Ty, is that still your answer?
Yes, that is my answer.
Okay, so here's the interesting part. His
Yeah,
answer.
I gave two.
He had two
answers.
completely different answers. Yeah,
Okay.
is it okay? I hope it's okay. I didn't get his permission.
No. Go ahead.
All right, yeah.
can we finish guessing first?
Okay, go ahead. Guess. Keep guessing.
All right, so I'm just gonna go. I think it's if you guys already said Ramonda, I think it's Okoye. Okoye is one of them.
You think it's Okoye?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other guesses?
Good answer.
Okay, I'm not surprised there's two because I was gonna give two answers. I'm like, if we're choosing a life partner, obviously M'Baku. If we're deciding who's best for like the continuation of Wakanda, probably Ramonda. So it depends. Is he being selfish or thinking about the greater good?
I said you got a whole. I'm watching.
Question.
You got a whole thing going on.
You got to keep our Steph is our resident scholar, yo. So you got to make sure you keep an eye out on her. Do we have any other guesses? Come on now, y'all. It's your time.
I'm going to go M'Baku and Okoye.
M'Baku and Okoye.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna add Okoye to my second guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Okoye and Ramonda. So yeah, that
Good.
not only
Y'all
are the
gotta-
same.
Period.
Change the rules and everything. Okay, all right, cool. Well, you're all wrong. Because my man Michael is like, fuck him. If I get to sleep with Akwi Poppy, kill him all.
I like it.
It's like,
oh, he chose Neymar. He was like, peace, bitches.
First off, fuck your bitch and the click you play.
Come on, Aqua Poppy, like, come on, like.
He's like, take me.
Yeah, take me to Tolo Khan.
He want the Shuri treatment. He want the thighs out, feeding the grapes. You know what I'm saying?
Not clean, you know.
Over M'Baku?
I love a toxic man.
Did you see that VF? Did you see that bulge that they took out?
Yep, I did.
Aqua Poppy.
I did.
All right. Well, listen. I will say.
But the second answer was, I was like, okay, if I got to pick one, I'll do Shuri.
Yeah, he did. He did come back, and he was like, well, I guess since it's February, I'll go with Shuri. You know what I'm saying? But his heart is in Talokan.
His heart is in that bulge.
I would love to hear why he would save Shuri.
Right.
Why I would say Shuri? Because if I was like, okay, I was going the Steph route. So like, if I'm thinking about the longevity of Wakanda, Shuri is the one that came up with all the technology and everything like that, and now she's the Black Panther. So it would make the most sense to save Wakanda for it to be Shuri, because like, yeah, Okoye, granted, she's the military person, but she's not technologically savvy, and neither is M'Baku. So like, Shuri would make the most sense.
Oh,
okay.
So you don't want M'Baku coming at you
I would. I saw that. I think it was a video of him like sitting with his thighs. I'm like, crush me with them thighs, daddy. But I was trying to be practical.
Look, they laughed at me when I said I want M'Baku to throw my back out.
What's up, Ty?
I was just going to say this, man. Like, Michael, you're going to be disappointed, right? Because Shuri has a non-committal attitude. So you're going to save her and she's going to leave you. You're going to save her and you're going to think she's going to do the greater good. And she's going to be like, yeah, I'm still reeling from my brother's death. I don't want to be in Wakanda anymore. I'm going to travel the globe.
Oh,
you're going to be like, you know what? Namor, I should have let you kill them all.
That's why that was my first choice.
All right. We only got a couple more here. Well, actually, it's only one more, and this will actually lead us into one of the subjects that we've got coming up today. So this one I thought was interesting, and I'm just telling y'all straight up, I didn't get the actual pictures of these folks up. I'm just gonna keep it. So here, which character on the Last of Us cast does Michael want to be? All right, now let me make sure I frame this right. It's not that he really wants to be one of the characters, but I asked him if he could be, or if I could, I guess one of the characters on the Last of Us cast. Which of them would we be? And the choices that I gave were the following. And so I actually have to say these. I don't have this on the screen, but the choices were Joel, Ellie, Sarah, Tess, Marlene, Frank, or Bill. Out of these characters, which would Michael be? Would he be Joel, Ellie, Sarah, Tess, Marlene, Frank, or Bill? All right, so let's get some answers. Let's get some guesses. Tyrone has been silent. Let's let Tyrone say something.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Namor.
Actually, that's right. That's exactly what
I was gonna say. I mean, based on my last answer, y'all.
Ty, did you have a guess, bro?
I'm gonna say Frank.
Frank. Okay, Frank. All right, that's incorrect, but that is it's a guess. Any other guesses, please? Don't be bashful. Go ahead, Nolly.
Ellie.
Are you throwing shade? What you do? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's who I want to be in that whole thing. I mean, she's immune and she has access to good chicken sandwiches. Like, come on, that's.
Well, there's something we got to talk about that because she's immune, so maybe the sandwiches don't, they don't impact her. What's up, Steph?
Well, now we need to talk about that chicken sandwich because I'm like, that shit look like it came straight from Popeyes. Like it looked like they had a chicken factory like right there. Like I didn't see no mold on it. No, I was like, come on now. Like where'd she get this fresh chicken sandwich from? Like
Firefly's got the restaurants up and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, she had never even left the compound. Steph, you had a guess?
I'm saying Bill.
Bill. Okay.
He had good survival skills and a solid relationship. Definitely who I would also want to be.
Okay, Bill is a good guess. It's not the right guess.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so
it is.
That was Bill. That just showed a picture of.
Yeah, that was Bill.
Okay, so I was confused because that's who I was thinking of.
Bill had the longer hair, right?
Yeah, Bill's Nick Offerman.
Yeah, Bill's the Doomsday Prepper.
Okay,
yeah, Bill's the prepper.
That would have been my guess because he's already established, got the crib, got all of the food, got all of the ammo.
What are you saying?
I would want to be that guy.
All right. It's incorrect.
I mean, that would be the smart answer.
It would, but that's not where we're going. We're not going with smart. We're going with heart. Smart. All right. Any other guesses? All right. Look, this is droning on a little bit. Go ahead, Ty.
It's Joel then. If it's the smart answer, it's more about survival than it's Joel.
All right. It is not Joel. I'm just gonna go ahead and let it be known. Is it Joel? No, but you were close, Ty. It actually would be Tess. So he can sleep
Starting to get,
the boy knows what he wants. Is all I'm saying.
There's a pattern here.
I said if you listen to my last answer, you can probably figure it out. I mean, if I'm gonna go, at least I went happy. Like,
if there was a next question, I feel like I know the answer to that one. I feel like I've got you figured out now.
Yeah, it's just
okay, but your last memory is not good. Tess, your last memory is not a good one.
Yeah, that
Doesn't matter. Still hit.
It's not. I still hit it though multiple times.
I hit it first. All right, anyway.
So even though that effect is giving me that nasty tongue kiss, I'm thinking about Joel like as I'm going out.
Everything reminds me of him.
In our mouth last week, as many times as we showed that kiss. But that's interesting, man, that he would choose Tess just so he can get that poppy Mandalorian, that Mando lingo. Hallelujah. You know what I'm saying?
This is the way. This is the way.
But speaking of which, man, The Last of Us did happen this week. But before we get into Last of Us, they had another episode obviously earlier this week. But before we get into The Last of Us and whatnot, I thought that it'd be cool if we went into the DC slate that Mr. James Gunn has now come out and discussed. So I was going to talk through the whole video and kind of, just talk about some of the highlights and some of the things we like, but I don't know if we want to spend that much time sitting there watching. So let's just go over some of the projects that he did mention, so we can just focus on those. Some of the ones that we're actually more looking forward to. So here are the top 10 movies, not all of them, but some of the top 10 movies and shows that are going to be coming up as a result of this. And for those listening, as many of you should, on our iHeartMedia or on the Apple app or listening on the Amazon, we are looking at a screenshot of James Gunn's movies released, and they're listed as DCU Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. This is what all of these are. So the Superman Legacy is number 1. We got The Brave and the Bold, which is Batman and his son Damian. We've got Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, The Authority, Swamp Thing, Creature Commandos, which is animated, Waller, with an interesting look for Waller, Lanterns, Booster Gold, which frankly I think is going to be a sleeper. I think y'all going to dig that, and Paradise Lost. So of these, I think we've already got an idea based on the intro which one our friend is looking most forward to, with obviously Midnighter and Apollo being on The Authority. But anything else stand out to y'all? I'll tell y'all which one I'm looking most forward to. And it's obviously the Lanterns. All right. I mean, because this is live action. This is finally an on-screen John Stewart. And he's going to be with Hal Jordan. It's going to be like a Lethal Weapon type show. You know what I'm saying? That's what it kind of seems like. And we'll probably even get go ahead, yes, go ahead.
Well, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just have a question about that. Is Ryan Reynolds going to play like?
Fuck no.
I was just making sure, like, you know.
Nah, I don't think so. I think Ryan Reynolds is going full Marvel and full Deadpool. So I'm pretty sure, and I think he probably still has nightmares about his Green Lantern movie because it didn't really go that well.
That's how he met his wife. What are you talking about? That was like. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but
that's how they fell in love. Nah, he doesn't have no quarrels with that movie, dog.
Yeah,
with the movie, yes,
he still got paid all the way.
I was just about to say, listen, that movie helped him get Deadpool. So I'm just saying, you know, when you fail, you still can rise. So
he did fail up.
These type of people fail up.
Well, I'm just saying though, like, you know, like the whole Fantastic Four with Killmonger. He didn't do that great, and then now like in Killmonger, he came back and he was bomb. So I'm just saying, like, just because the first movie did not that great, doesn't mean the second movie won't be.
I would add Chris Evans to that list.
Yeah, Chris Evans too. They both play Human Torch.
Yep.
Yeah. That is I guess Human Torch is a step up to something bigger. So whoever gets Human Torch next is probably going to end up being the next Tony Stark. We'll see how that works. But for right now, I'm excited because this could give us, a whole host of lanterns. But the most exciting thing about the concept of having Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan on an on-screen production is the fact that if you watch the video, you'd see that James Gunn is very interested in integrating the TV shows with the movies. So I'm assuming that Hal Jordan and that Jon Stewart could also play a role in upcoming Justice League's movies or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So that stood out to me. Was anything else on here that had that piqued anybody else's interest? I know I immediately thought of Bad Time when they announced the Creature Commandos animated series, because I know you're a huge Weasel fan. I know me and you last summer, we went and got those Weasel tattoos that we regretted, man. You looking forward to that, bro?
I don't know, man. I'm excited for Weasel. I don't know if I'm excited for the animated version though. I'm noticing a lot of these titles could or will be animated. I know DC has always thrived in the animated department, but I don't know, man. Me and you have talked about this behind the scenes. I'm one of those people that is just really tempering my expectations, because I'm a DC fan who has had his heart broken so many times that I'm at this point where I'm just like, let me see it, let me get it before I get too excited, because if I get too excited and then I see it and you break my heart again, ooh, man, we talking about severing for life. We might just, I might just be I might become on the hate wagon of DC, and I don't want to be that guy. So.
All right.
You're
Fair
gonna be
enough.
like
fair enough.
Killmonger. You gonna burn it all?
Turn it
Yeah,
off.
yeah. Fuck your purple herb tree, nigga. I'm running all this shit. Nah, I got you. Yeah. Well, anything else? All right. Let me ask you this. Are we excited to reintroduce Superman? I mean, we killed off Henry Cavill. I mean, well, as he politically correct likes to say, well, we just didn't recast him, but we're getting a whole new Superman. Are we excited about this, or is it kind of like, all right, enough with the Superman?
I'm curious of what they're gonna do, and also who they're gonna cast as this new Superman, and what direction do they plan on? Like, is it going to be a younger Superman? Did he just pop up in the universe as Superman? Is he an older grizzled? Because it's also called Superman Legacy. So, like, has he been around for a while? Because we also know the Batman Brave and the Bold show is coming with Damian Wayne. So, does Superman already have a Jonathan Kent son? Is he already married to Lois Lane? Does he already mean something to this world? So, that's something that I'm wondering, which is actually, I'm hoping that's the route that they go. So then we could also get like Super Sons with Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent. So
that'd be cool.
What's up, Nolly?
I think James Gunn said in a tweet that they were going with a younger route for the story, like that he was going to be younger in the story, and that's why they're not bringing back Cavill.
Right. Yeah. That's for Legacy. So there's a few things going on here. So you actually have gotten to one of the issues that I have with this release, Nolly, which is, and I'm just going to get on my soapbox here. So sorry if I drone on, but the whole notion that James Gunn becomes the Kevin Feige of the DC universe was supposed to bring in an era of cohesion, right? We have an integrated set of productions ranging from the video games to the shows, to the animated shows, to the movies, in which you get the same characters all around. But it seems like they're doing a slick way of keeping it the same, if you ask me, because now we have the DCU and DC, what did he call it? Extra or DC
Elseworlds?
Elseworlds. Yeah, Elseworld. Like, come on, man. Like, so we still have two Batmans. We're still gonna have two Supermans. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're still gonna have this CW universe with this whole other universe. And I was hoping that this would kind of take care of that. I don't know, Michael, do you think that James Gunn will you think that maybe he'll kill off some of the other universes so that his DCU will be centered and he just can't do it off rip, so he kind of has to let them fizzle out? Or do you think that he just is like, look, I'm not going to mess with that other stuff. You know, I don't want to tell Todd Phillips he can't do Joker because I'm here now. I don't want to tell these folks that you can't still make your your movies just because I'm here. Or is he, what's your thoughts on that?
I feel like it's probably wasn't even James Gunn's decision. It's probably the people that are higher up still trying to have their cake and eat it too, because you had something like the Joker that made like $1 billion. So it's like, of course they're not going to axe that. Of course they're going to want to do a Joker too, which I'm not a fan of, because like Lady Gaga in a musical, I'm just like, what are y'all doing? Like, I don't.
you don't want a Joker face remix?
No, I don't want Joker face. It's stupid. But I'm like, that Joker should have been a one and done. And then, like, even with Matt Reeves' Batman, I thought that would have been a perfect opportunity because it was so standalone and so different. I'm like, you could have this be your launch off point for this new DC universe. Like, he's only been Batman for like 2 or 3 years or whatever, so he's still a young Batman. And then, because it's not like they didn't say metahumans existed in that world, so you could have it branch off. Right. And then maybe he meets Superman and all that stuff. The fact that they were doing 2 different Batmans, and then also this Batman's older. You got a Damian Wayne already introduced. So I'm like, so are we gonna have Nightwing? Are we gonna have Red Hood? Are we gonna have Tim Drake? Like what's going on? You canceled Batgirl, but is Batgirl gonna be in this new universe? I don't know. Then also I feel like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too by saying, oh, the Snyderverse is gone, but then Amanda Waller's still here. And she connects to the Suicide Squad movies and Peacemaker and all that, and that's still coming. So I'm like, and then also she was in Black Adam, but we're not getting Black Adam. I'm like, are y'all rebooting or are you not? Like, I'm confused because Aquaman 3 is still coming and all this. Like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully they figure out. I mean, he says he has a 10-year plan, so hopefully there's a way to figure out a way to fizzle it out, because they say Flashpoint is their full reboot, but then it's like but we're still going to get an Aquaman 3. So, like, is it really a reboot? And they're also talking about still continuing with Ezra, which that's a whole nother.
That is a whole thing, bro. If I may just jump in, that's a whole right there is some other shit. And we've talked
about what I mean about they be. This is what I mean about they be failing up. Meanwhile, Ray Fisher, all he did was tell the truth, and this nigga, they like fuck him, like.
Bro, that's how, Ty. You had your hand
up. Yeah, because he actually touched on the Matt Reeves Batman universe, and I was just kind of curious of what he thought about that movie, and what Matt Reeves is trying to do.
Yeah, Michael.
Wait, say that again.
Did you like the Batman movie, and did you like how they depicted with the new Robert Pattinson, or are you lukewarm on?
Oh no, I loved Pattinson. I loved the Matt Reeves Batman movie. The only thing that I had a slight issue with was like at the end where he was like, "I'm not going to be vengeance, I'm going to be hope," or whatever. I'm like, that's not Batman. Like, Hope is Superman. It should have been, "I'm not vengeance, I'm justice," or something. So, but that's like a comic book though. It's like a small nitpick, but yeah. But in terms of I love the Batman movies.
Okay,
the Matt Reeves Batman movie, and I was hoping for Poison Ivy to be the villain in the next movie. Cast as a Black or an Indigenous woman.
Yes. Ready.
All right. I actually was kind of hoping for a Mr. Freeze tie-in. I've been like rooting for a Mr. Freeze solo movie.
Man, you want Arnold Schwarzenegger to come back?
Fuck no, yeah, man. I don't want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger can hang it up, man. But I think there might be some. I could see Arnold Schwarzenegger being like Galactus or something, like maybe his voice or something like that. You know what I mean? But
I've come to eat your planet.
He get to the chopper. I kill your. You come with me if you want to live. But I think that if they use the Batman as a reboot instead of trying to give us another Batman, that would work better. But I don't know if that's going to work because I think the problem is James Gunn being a writer and director. I don't know if he wants to merge his projects with Todd Phillips, like when he does the Joker and with the Batman project. So that's why he just says, look, we'll just let you do what you're doing and we're going to have my own little universe here. And I think that that's problematic because we still end up with these heads button for these universes, but that's a whole other problem. But I am curious. Oh, go ahead, Ty.
I was just going to say this. Now, Matt Reeves was very specific about why he separated his stuff from DC, and I think it was, to me, it was more obvious. It was like, the stuff that was going on with DC, you just didn't want to attach yourself to that, but you still like the characters and you wanted to move it in a different direction. I think if there is success in the Matt Reeves universe, I think that will kind of turn James Gunn into more like, hey, let's merge or let's find a way to make this coexist. And branch and kind of branch it into what the DCEU is trying to or DCU is trying to accomplish right now. I'm with you, Michael. I thought the Batman movie was really good. Some of our panelists, the guy sitting right next to you, hated it.
I hate the movie. I'm happy to clarify, but no, I didn't like it as a Batman movie. It was a good detective movie. I just didn't like it as a Batman movie. Just didn't feel like a comic book movie. It just felt like a dark noir story, which they did all right with. But I would really rather not see any more of that universe. I didn't like Sad Man. I didn't like I didn't like kind of Penguin. I thought Colin Farrell did a great job and like the acting was fantastic and stuff, but like he could have just
but that is Batman though, like a noir detective, like he's a detective.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But like also costumed hero beating up on weird costume villains and stuff like that. They just kind of like took all the comic book out of it and just kind of made it into it's just I don't like that speed in comic book movies. I'm not a big fan of that. So that was my take on it. And I just thought Robert Pattinson is
I would argue
without telling me you hate the movie. He's like, I don't hate the movie.
Yeah. I was like, I haven't heard not one more way. You like, I didn't hate the movie.
Right.
But it was a good detective like noir film. I just if they called it something else other than Batman, if they called it like Detective Bob or whatever, I'd have been like, oh shit, Detective Bob. But like when they go to Batman, I was like, eh.
But remember, that's how Batman before he was fighting the Joker, Penguin, Two-Face, Killer Croc. He was fighting mobsters. It wasn't like, and so this is before the Joker, all of them. So like this is Batman.
That wasn't really like
he's
my
only
favorite.
been Batman for only like a couple years. So like this is what he was doing in the first couple of years.
Yeah, and that just wasn't really my favorite era of comics. Is like that wasn't my favorite era of comics. So like this to me that was just like that wasn't where I wanted them to go with Batman. So I was like, nah, it's not my thing. Good.
How did they?
Movie. Not a great comic book movie in my opinion.
Tyrone, how do they sound? I'm
gonna stick up the banks. I'm gonna, they're running around with bags with dollar signs on them and shit like that. Like that wasn't what I was, or like, maybe that would have like made it even more fun. And like if they were, doing old school heists and stuff like that. But yeah, it didn't really hit for me.
Michael, Tyrone wanted the bam, bip, pow.
Yeah,
he wanted Adam. He was Adam West.
He want Adam what like what they also did in Blank Man.
Yes, like Blank Man. Yes.
Boom,
like
there it
Man,
is. Yes. Absolutely. Sign me up for that shit. Sign me up for a whole universe of that.
What's up, Yaz?
All right, so I was gonna say, I totally hated the Batman movie. I think the only thing that I liked about the movie was just Selena Kyle's part and Colin Farrell like being Penguin. I mean, I honestly thought that he killed Penguin. Like not knowing that was Colin Farrell, and I was watching that knowing that it was him was like, how the hell did they? Yeah, it was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Like he killed that role, but I honestly feel like the Morbius movie was better than the Batman movie.
Oh no!
Whoa. Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I'm about to close.
If we're gonna talk about fails,
Yo, you want our guest?
Listen. I'll just let you know. I've rewatched Morbius. I have not rewatched the Batman movie.
I just want to say
HBO Max.
Yeah, same. I just want to say I can't get on board with that. That's where I have to break off from Yaz in there.
That's fine.
Yeah, Morbius, a better movie than Morbius is no movie at all. Morbius is
it's Morbin time.
Yeah,
part of it is Morbin time movement.
It's Morbin time.
Yeah, I'd rather watch condensation drip out of my glass of water than watch Morbius again.
Now, one person who's no lover of Batman is word nerd Steph.
Look at her face.
Now, Steph, if they were to reintroduce the new Batman in The Brave and the Bold, and let's just say his son Damian Wayne is one that's integrated into, I'm gonna just say it. Say his. This is hard because I know this is not canon, but if he's black, all right, let's say that he actually somehow they tweak it so that Damian Wayne is half black because the woman, because his girl, who was it that who's his mom again?
Talia al Ghul.
So let's say that they race swap it and they make Damian Wayne black, his son, which adds another element to it because Batman is basically the police. You know what I'm saying? And now he's got a black son and he's got to consider these issues with race in it. Would that intrigue you a little more? Or are you still like, fuck the Batman?
The only way I'd watch is if his son was hella revolutionary and hated his father. If he becomes the anti-Batman, I would watch that. I hate Batman. It's not my original idea. It came from the internet, but it is absolutely true that his only superpower is white supremacy. Why the fuck does anyone like him? I hate Batman.
It's the truth.
That's why he got his mask. That's why to see his face, so the cops know he's white.
Don't shoot. That's an interesting concept though. Like if his son ended up being kind of like a Stokely Carmichael type, a Huey P. Newt type. You know what I'm saying? Because Huey, I think if I'm not mistaken, Malcolm X, is of mixed descent. You know what I'm saying? So that would be a fascinating dynamic. Do I think that they're going to do that? I don't know. In some of the comments,
they would never. Their whole fan base would lose their shit.
Also,
white Ebro Batman fans would be flipping cars and doing all kinds of
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna lose their shit anyway because fuck white people. But like, the thing that most people don't realize though is mostly because of the coloring. But Damien is actually a person of color. He's not.
I was about to say
white.
in the
Yeah,
comics.
he's not white.
Because like Talia al Ghul is Arab and like she's half Arab, half Chinese. So when Damien was first introduced, he's brown. It's just you got. Because most people that write and draw comics are like white men, straight white men. So a lot of times they draw him as a white kid, but it's like, but Damien's actually not white. He's half white, but he's Chinese and Arab. So he is brown. So I mean, talking about we're not that far off about him being cast as somebody black. Like he is brown. So
I was gonna say in the comics, they don't draw him the same. In some of the comics, some of the more proper comics, depending on which ones you watch, they don't draw him the same hue as Bruce. You can see in some of them there's a little bit of an off-putting, but I don't think that they lean into the whole person of color aspect of it. Now, I'm gonna be an honest guy. I wasn't a big fan of DC Comics in terms of reading them, so you can put me on your list of tell me you don't read comics without reading comics. I'm mostly a Spider-Man comic reader, but
I read more Marvel than DC.
Okay, so we're in the same thing. But I don't know, man. Since Damian Wayne is basically going to be, I think, the fourth.
I do have. I got to prop up my. I do got my little Super Sons.
Oh, okay. Yo, look at the brother. All right, look at man. He's coming to the set with.
Have you seen the animated version on HBO Max that they have out now?
The animated version.
Yeah, they dropped the what is it? The
I saw that at Comic-Con. New York Comic-Con.
Yeah, because he got a special invite to be a headliner.
It wasn't a special invite. They showed it for everybody.
Don't be all humble now, homeboy. We know Kevin Feige was like, "Oh my God, is that Michael Lamar Simeon? Please, can I take a picture with you?" Listen, since they're reintroducing Robin, since we're going past Dick, we're going past Tim, we're going past Jason. I have an idea. Hey, James Gunn, how about we cast this guy as possibly?
Here we go.
You know, this guy right here looks like he could be a person of color. That's a Robin-esque. He could be Bruce Wayne's son. We think no. All right.
Now make me Tim Drake. That's my favorite. Tim Drake's my favorite Robin.
Did you watch the Titans?
I didn't watch Titans. Was trash. Like
Oof, we thought we was about to have to reserve our feelings.
Nah, I saw the first season, and then I started the second season, and then when Trigon looked like somebody like PlayStation 1 CGI, I was like, I'm out. I can't do it.
But they did try to introduce Tim Drake, and I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it had nothing to do with Tim Drake as the comic book character, but the way that they made him such a can I say it? He just made him such a pussy. He was just like not. He one of the first things he did was get shot. You know, and spoiler alert. Nah, I won't ruin it because I think Michael's gonna watch it at some point.
No, I'm not gonna watch it. So
okay. For the crowd, if you were looking forward to watching the Titans, I'll give you a second to avert your ears. Just give me this quick spoil. 3, 2, 1. One of the first things that Tim Drake does is die. It's like literally the first thing this motherfucker does.
He died on the show?
He died, bro. And I mean, that motherfucker, he was like, yo, I don't have superpowers, but I'm going to be the next Robin. Now, Batman don't have superpowers either, but at least he got money and armor. This dumbass went out there full
I'm like, he's a Robin. How they going to kill him? Like, he was one of like the first, and that's the thing about like a lot of things that we associate with Robin went to Tim Drake, like the fact that because Tim Drake was the first one to not wear the little booty shorts or whatever, or the bow staff, like that was Tim Drake was the first Robin to carry his own successful solo comic, like, and he's the smartest of all the like a lot of people like put some respect on Tim Drake's name. That's why like one of the things I hated about Damian Wayne is because like. Once Damian Wayne came into the picture, they kind of like pushed Tim Drake to the side. It's like, okay, you can't be Robin no more. We got the son of Batman here. He's going to be the Robin. And Tim Drake didn't really get the chance to like evolve into like a Nightwing or a Red Hood. He was still Robin at the time. So I like put some respect on Tim Drake's name.
Yeah,
I think you should go watch that, and then you'll understand our animosity.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Daniel Biddle like commented perfectly on how like his character was in that show. It was bad. And I can't even see him in other things because I'm just like, I can't even look at his face anymore.
yo, Yaz carries the hate for the guy that plays him to every one of his projects. Like, she can't even watch him on other shows. She's like, that's Tim Drake. Like, they wrote him so bad that she can't disassociate his character with him in actual real life. So that's
like Tim Drake trained with Lady Shiva, one of the most badass fighters in all of DC. That makes me mad. Like hearing that, especially knowing that they went straight to the fact that he's with the Bernard character. So it's like, so you're trying to say gay people, and that's the problem. That's the problem I had in Arrow with the character Mr. Terrific. They took the Mr. Terrific character, made him gay in the show, and then he was constantly getting his ass beat. I was like, he's a fucking puss, like he's a bitch. Like, what are you? He's the smartest. He's like he's the third smartest person in the DC universe. He's on par with Nightwing, and yet every episode, he's not as smart as Felicity. So I'm like, white supremacy, and then he's constantly getting his ass beat. And so I'm like, what narrative are y'all trying to say? Especially since you changed it from the comics and made him gay, and now he's constantly getting his ass beat, and he's not even the smartest. Like,
yeah, that was hard.
Trash.
That was tough. It was tough because I don't remember him even getting training, but he was all of a sudden out in the field fighting, and it was just an interesting dynamic. But yeah, I don't know. I think that would be an interesting twist for the Bold, damn it,
Brave and the Bold,
the Brave and the Bold series. But that's just me. All right, last thing about this little slate, and then we'll move on to The Last of Us, because we definitely want to go over that. The other thing that I'm wondering about, well, first of all, I do like the concept of booster golds for y'all. Booster gold. This shit is going to be hilarious. All right. I cannot see it not being hilarious. A guy from the future, coming back, basically to be the man in the past with his futuristic self. And it sounds like he's going to suck at it. It's giving me Great American Hero with time travel vibes. And so I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if y'all are as well. I also am, and Ty, I know you're looking forward to this Swamp Thing reboot. The show was a big deal, and you watched the show before HBO Max kind of started co-opting all of the DC projects when DC had their own like app and all of that. Ty was one of the first to jump on because he's Mr. Fire, stick him down. What you looking forward to with the Swamp Thing, bro? Talk to us about the show and what you hope that they bring to the project.
Well, for those who haven't seen the Swamp Thing reboot and the series, it's actually a really good series. I have no idea why DC never pushed it to the forefront. It never got any airplay, never really got any promotion. But it's not. I know I grew up on the old school USA version of thing, which was kind of comical, and it definitely wasn't as dark, as the version that they have out on the DC universe. This is supposed to be a horror movie, and I think they're going to fully lean into the horror aspect of it. And for me, I'm super excited about it. There were introductions in the series. I won't say what those introductions are, just in case people want to go check it out. But I'm super excited for this, man. DC, this is an opportunity for DC to fully, kind of jump into what DC is known for. That dark, so let's see it. I'm ready for it.
Do you think that they're going to lean into what they've already built, or you think that James Gunn is just going to redo? Go ahead.
I think they should, because I mean, like, literally, if you watch this series, you're gonna love it. You're gonna be like, oh, why haven't we got season 2? This series, I think, came out like 4 or 5 years ago. So it's been out, and nobody knew anything about it. But I would recommend this, and yes, I would hope that they would just follow up what's already been done. Maybe just go into a season 2, but I know that's probably not going to happen. What I'm seeing is James Gunn wants to be in total control. Peter Safran wants to be in total control. That's why they're like, okay, let's out with the old, in with the new. Everything that we're going to do is going to speak to what we were able to accomplish. So I think that's probably what's going to wind up happening. But I hope they do take what this movie or series rather has started.
Okay. Well, we can only hope that if they do get it in production, that it is either on par or better than what they already put out. Definitely better than that movie they had in the 80s. I don't know if you remember the Swamp Thing movie. That was crazy. That was a whole
terrible CGI, terrible everything.
That's before CGI, when he was basically a glorified puppet. All right. And go ahead, please, Michael.
I was gonna say I am curious of like what this, because it's chapter 1, obviously, so we're gonna get a chapter 2, chapter 3, et cetera, et cetera. I am kind of curious of like what this, like, Gods and Monsters, like what are they leading towards? Because like you think about phase 1 of Avengers, you found out at the end you saw Thanos, so it's like clearly we're going to go towards the Infinity Gauntlet. So like what are they leading towards with this? Because like even with the movies, it's like I don't really see even like a Justice League type of movie. Like there's no Justice League on this. There's no Wonder Woman on the slate. So I'm like, I wonder what are they leading towards with this Gods and Monsters? Because even with the monsters, like you got Swamp Thing in the Creatures movie, but like even because I'm like, there's no Constantine with magic or anything. So I'm like, I'm trying to figure that out. And then also like, I'm excited about there being lanterns, but then I'm also not excited about lanterns. Because I'm like, especially for like Green Lantern powers and everything like that. I'm like, on a TV budget, I'm like, I don't know if you could do that. I don't know if you could do that justice. Like that's a lot of special effects. That's special effects heavy for on a TV budget. And then I'm also like, why we got to get Hal? Like, why can't it just be John Stewart? Why can't it just be like by himself? Like, especially in the era of now having 2 Black Panther movies. We don't have no solo Black movies in this first, and it's Black History Month. So like,
he did, but
we should have had. Give me a solo John Stewart movie.
In his defense, Michael, he did drop the video on January 31st, so I think he was trying to step outside of February. Ty, what's up?
No, I was just gonna say we talked about this too. Yeah, like I'm a little like I'm sketchy. I'm scared. I mean, I know that the first movie that they're dropping is Blue Beetle, I believe. And that is a Mexican superhero.
Yeah.
So it does look like from the outside looking in, it does look like they are trying to attempt to be diverse. But this is still 2 white men, y'all.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
gonna put that out there, like
and that's, I think, kind of sad. I think that, I mean, listen, as happy as we are to have Blue Beetle, he's still, and I think that the Blue Beetle is going to be good. I think that's going to be one of their upcoming best projects, especially because they got a Mexican director, Puerto Rican director, excuse me, Latino. I'm sorry. Right. Oh, am I still here? Okay, all right. The last thing you want to do is call Puerto Rican and Mexican.
Then he'd be like, hold up.
Look at Yaz's face. I was just kidding. Yaz is full Puerto Rican. All right, my bad. So that's cool, but it would be nice because in all of these projects, we don't see any Black, with the exception of the Waller show.
Which I'm not excited about.
Yeah, we don't see the Black. Why aren't you excited about that, Mr. Michael?
I mean, I love Viola Davis, so it has nothing to do with Viola, but I'm just like, Amanda Waller getting her own show. Like, what is she like? What is? Granted, I mean, the show could end up being amazing, but I'm just like, Amanda Waller, like, she's a person that's supposed to, like, she's a good background character, but like for her to have the spotlight, she's not a superhero, she's not like a fighter, like, so what is she like? The whole movie is just going to be her like on the okay, go take this person out, like,
all right,
what's the show?
Hold on, let me come in here, and I think we've reached the point of discussion. Y'all need to recognize Amanda Waller. I mean, excuse me, Miss Waller. She is not one to be fucked with.
No, she isn't. I agree with that. But for her to have her own show, though, I don't know about.
So far,
swap out Amanda Waller. Give me Vixen instead. I'll take that.
Or Nubia. Give me something. What's up, Ty?
We may get Nubia.
We may get Nubia in Paradise Lost.
Yeah, in Paradise Lost. I was saying that too. But with Amanda Waller, it's from what we've seen thus far. Amanda Waller looks like a puppet master in the DC universe. She basically, has connections and can contact. She got She got Superman on speed dial. If she say,
or does she? Because it's not Henry Cavill anymore. So
I think the concept is still there. I mean, I think she every show we've seen her in, she's been able to pull strings from behind the scenes. Even like it's just she is the at this point, like she's the nucleus. Like she really is the nucleus.
Well, I mean, here's the problem with that theory, Todd. She's not. Here's what I like about the concept of a Waller show, is that it will give us a deeper dive into Waller the character. I know if you've been following some of the shows, they did introduce in Peacemaker, she has a daughter, and her daughter is a part of the DC this universe that he's now created. So there's a whole other aspect of Amanda Waller that we're not necessarily familiar with. Why is she so cold-hearted? Why is she that bitch? Why is she able to have so much power and control the Suicide Squad? How did she rise to that rank? And so I think that there's a story there. You know what I'm saying? And if it is, oh my God, my brain doesn't work early in the morning. The queen, the king, the woman king. I mean, what's her name?
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis. Excuse me. If it is actually her, which I'm assuming it will be, since James Gunn did direct the Suicide Squad, she was in the voice. The voice, because it's. I mean, it's. Are we certain that it's not going to be a live action? It's going to be an animated series.
It's
going to be a podcast.
No, it's live action.
Yeah, it's live action. I think they just showed the picture.
Animated. They showed the anime because
it looked like trash. I'm not gonna lie, it looked really.
They made Waller look like
they made her look like Kingpin, but like just a black woman. It looked really scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like, damn, what they do to Amanda Waller, because she did not look like in the DC like films. What the fuck?
Well, just to defend that, that's the way she was depicted in some of the
comic book Amanda Waller. Yeah,
she does kind of. I mean, does she look like Kingpin, like from from Into the Spider-Verse? Not as much. Yeah. But in the comic and in the animated show, she was, I don't want to say full figured, but she was thick. Hallelujah. All right. And
full figured, but not boxy. Like she's a woman. You know, she had
I just want to be clear. I don't think that the images that they showed in that reel with James Gunn is accurately representing what they're going to depict in the live action show. I do believe that Viola Davis, if what you're saying is true, if this is live action, will probably embody her role. And I think that if it's done Peacemaker-esque, where it's humorous and informative and gives us some background. I don't know, Nolly, I know you're not big DC, but I mean, would you watch a well orchestrated Nolly's face says everything.
Luckily, there's so many projects coming before it, because then I get to decide if anything is actually good by then.
That's what it is. Just to give you an idea, Michael, I said, hey, so DC is dropping a bunch of new movies, guys, to our group. And I was like, which one are you looking forward to? And Nolly's like, a good movie.
I mean, at this point, because like I forgot who said it, but DC burned us so many times. It's like,
it's time.
Impress me. Impress me at
so
this point.
We waiting. All right, so man, we'll back about this. I did kind of want to go into Supergirl and all of that, but honestly, I don't know. I mean,
I'm curious about the decision to go over Supergirl over Wonder Woman. I mean, I guess we're doing Paradise Lost, so I guess, but yeah, still.
I don't even know if Paradise Lost is going to have Wonder Woman.
No, because it's before. They said it's before she was born.
Yeah, so I mean, what I am hoping for, the young lady I believe that played Ayo in as in Dora Milaje, she was in Themyscira, if I'm not mistaken, as a black character. She looked a little different, right? And perhaps they're popping her up to have a more significant role in Themyscira. Maybe we can get even more. They're probably going to have us focus on the foundational elements before Diana ended up going to the island. So I'm intrigued. An island full of women. I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? The powerful at that. We'll see how it's depicted. But I don't know. I'm still a little nervous about how this is gonna go. And Supergirl, I mean, let's just be real. I'm just over Krypton. It's enough. Enough. All right. Enough of Krypton. There's so many other projects. Give me a Martian Manhunter. Give me more John Stewart. Give me more Nubia. Give me Vixen. Give me just come on, man. Just tighten up. DC, I mean, you're staying in the same universe. Like, just because she stayed there after Krypton blew up, don't mean we care.
It could. I'm not excited for it, but it could be good because Supergirl is she's stronger than Superman. Like low key, like she's strong as hell, and she don't hold the same values as Superman either. Like she'll kill you. So I mean, I'm just curious of what version we're going to get of Supergirl. I don't want the CW version. Don't do that. Don't just if you're going to do that, just yeah. I'm okay with that.
That's one thing I am glad about, because at least when James Gunn talked about it, it's like, yeah, Supergirl is very different and very jaded than Superman, because Superman was born and raised on, like, all he knows is Earth, and he was raised by two loving parents. But Kara actually remembers her time on Krypton. She actually remembers her family and Clark's family and cousin, because she was basically a teenager by the time Krypton blew up. And so coming to this new world that she has no connection to, she's a little bit more jaded. And so unlike you get the Supergirl show on CW, where it was she was basically female Clark Kent, and that's not what Supergirl is. So that at least excites me. So
that's a good point. Yeah, man, because it'd be nice to have a non-honor code honoring super-esque.
Like, she's still a hero, but
yeah. The question is, why Supergirl, not Val-Zod? Tyrone, why are we backing away? Didn't we start hearing tea leaves about Michael B. Jordan, Val-Zod being some sort of project? No. Whoa! Did I just see thumbs down for Michael B. Jordan?
As Val-Zod, yes.
Oh, okay. Do tell, please. Inside. What's why not?
Because I'm tired of Michael. Every time we got somebody black, let's put Michael B. Jordan in. It's like, no, give me somebody else. Give me. So
somebody else like you, Michael.
I don't know. Give me an unknown actor. So like, get some. Let somebody else get their cheese in terms of the money. But I do want a Val-Zod. But I think they did announce, like, in the slate that the Ta-Nehisi Coates Black Superman movie is still coming.
Okay.
It's just there was no like official announcement or anything. Like I saw it in the thing where it says Elseworld, and then it said Black Superman. But yeah, like it's Michael B. Jordan, exactly. Like, he's already Killmonger. Let him stay over there.
Oh man, Steph, are you okay with taking the role of Black Superman away from Michael B?
I'm not okay with any of this. I hate DC. We've been talking about white men for the last 60 minutes. It is Black History Month. I'm getting ready to slide down this wall any second now. I am hanging on by a thread to stay present. I'm fighting. I heard Michael B. Jordan, and I perked up, and then people were saying no, and I just perked right back. So I would love to talk about anything else, because y'all know I fucking hate DC, and I don't give a shit about James Gunn or any of these white dudes.
And this is consistent. Steph has maintained this from day one. So on that note, I think she's right. We have spent over 50% of our show talking about everything other than people of color. So let's move on to another project where there are no people of color.
I was gonna say, we're about to talk about some more white dudes than Last of Us. Well, I mean, Pedro's what is Colombian, Guatemalan, something.
Yeah, he's Latin white. You know what I'm saying? On the you get on the application, there's like Hispanic black, Hispanic white, like there's those options. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and keep it moving, man, because we don't want Steph to fall asleep. She is leaning down that wall. She started off where her head was up here on the screen. Now it's like by the time we get done, her it's just gonna be like so let's keep it moving. The last we wanted is not to keep Steph on board. So yeah, let's before we do that, real quick, since we're in the DC universe, we don't have to talk about this too long. But is your boy fucking up? Is he fucking up? Is this really that big of a deal?
I don't know what's going on. People like they just
Why do we care?
actors just need to shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like
I mean,
you
Nolly,
collecting your bag,
know-
just don't say nothing. Whether it's Gina Carano or Letitia Wright, or I'm glad Letitia Wright she stopped talking, especially now that she's Black Panther. I was like, please don't say, baby, don't say nothing, say nothing. And now you got Zachary Levi, like, come on, like,
yeah,
shut the fuck, like, what are y'all doing? Shut the fuck up.
Nolly, that's basically Nolly's stance. Nolly, same thing on this one. Like,
Like,
why are
please
people?
shut up? Like, okay, I personally don't understand the whole anti-vax shit. I don't, but we literally had a whole Panera Bread outside. Like, there was a whole pandemonium. Okay, people died. The fact that people still deny this shit and then they're like, it's an agenda with a vaccine. My guy, you literally don't have chicken pox because of a vaccine. We literally got rid of polio until last year when we got a polio case because there's a vaccine. People weren't vaccinating their kids and now we have fucking polio again. Like, get your shit together. Science and medicine are there for a reason. But if you're going to say dumb shit, say it to yourself or don't say it at all. But definitely don't use your fucking platform because there are idiots online. They'll believe every little shit that you say. And I am tired of people and talking. And I'm ready for a rapture.
Not a rapture.
I'm not ready. What
Start the rapture. Tyrone, get the drugs. Ready.
Yeah, they're not taking me in the rapture, so I'm gonna be here doing drugs and stuff. So y'all come over and chill out and stuff. I'm not making it. I'm not gonna be one of the naked people floating up in the sky. I'm gonna have my clothes on, and chilling down here, doing whatever, having a good time, playing video games. Yeah, y'all welcome to join.
So I'm coming to your barbecue. So
yeah,
I'm not getting taken out.
Bridge. Yeah, you take the Verrazano right over. I'm right over here. Yep.
I definitely want to stay to see the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse to see if they live up to the hype. So I'm hoping I don't go. But every week I call my parents to make sure I didn't miss it because they ministers, and I know if they gone, then it actually happened. But the issue that I have with this, guys, is that this was an unforced error. This isn't even him like speaking somewhere where he had to at a press junket and it slipped. He's responding to a comment, and then he doubled down after that. Now, I will say this. Perhaps this is more delicate than we're making it out to be, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, but he's specifically talking about Pfizer. He's not saying necessarily vaccines in general. I don't know if that's
then clarify.
Yeah, so he did in one of the next comments, one of his next comments, he did tweet a link to some press releases that actually spoke about some issues that Pfizer had publicly and how they actually, had to, pay out a lot of money because of fraudulent marketing stuff. But, but just saying something outright like that to the public without the context up front could be problematic depending on where you stand. But he's also, freedom of speech, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But it's just unnecessary. Like you got Shazam coming out in less than a month, well, in a little over a month. And now this is going to make waves as opposed to that stuff. What's up, Ty? Tyrone.
I thought it was one of the easiest things to do. Companies, corporations, pharmaceutical corporations are evil bastards. Like that is just kind of that is the case. Now, is the medicine evil? Nah, the medicine's not evil. Like the medicine's kind of necessary, but the fact that they want to profit off of it, yeah, that's the easy shit. Like that's the thing, actors. Don't speak from the position of I'm a rich white dude and I have all the privilege to say whatever I want. Think about the people and think about like what's really affecting the world right now. And it's just so easy to just, like everybody else here is saying, just don't say dumb shit. Just don't. But if you do have to say something, just give it a little bit of thought, a little bit of critical thinking. Is Pfizer a piece of shit? Yeah, because they're profiting off of medical care, which is just an idea that is a piece of shit idea. So, I'm putting my beliefs out there and standing on pretty hard, but that's all he had to say. At first I was like, well, Zachary's not wrong. Pfizer is bad. But then I was like, well, why is he saying it though? Like, is he mad because like, oh, you're trying to force me to take it? No, that's not why they're bad. There's no.
Yeah, you could easily just be like, I'm not talking about vaccines. I'm talking about the company. Moving on. Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
And end of the conversation.
Yeah.
Or better yet, not say shit. You don't have to speak to the world. Fucking just say it to him sitting next to you. Like that's one of them things where you're like, Hey, you know they ain't shit, right? You know what I'm saying? You don't tweet that shit. You know, especially when you got like hundreds of thousands of followers. So, bro, the shade that's coming at you is probably warranted. Even though you might be taken out of context, you stepped in this shit, bro. So now you gotta wipe this off of your foot. Let's go ahead and get up out of this subject. Enough of this.
Let's talk about different white people.
Let's talk about different white folks from a different show. Damn, man. Hold on, man. All right, full stop. I'm a little ashamed of our show now, you know, because this is we know Black History Month. We're started off with a bang, and you know, we haven't really done it any justice with all of the talk that we've discussed. So, can we take a moment and step back before we go to Last of Us, and can we show love to a character in the universe that I believe should get a little more just due? And this is a point of discussion that we may want to launch, and that is a gentleman named Norrin Radd, also known as Silver Surfer. And I have a question for you guys. You know, there are different depictions of Norrin Radd depending on the comics or the cartoons, even the Fantastic Four movie, where they didn't show his human form because he had already flipped into Silver Surfer. They didn't even go into his origin story. But there are depictions of Norrin Radd where he is clearly what I consider a black man. I mean, if you actually grew a beard, he would really, literally look almost exactly like Michael if you put on some glasses. You know, it's like, like you see it. Don't act like you don't see it. So now the question was posed to the group. I was like, look, man, I think that if we do get a Silver Surfer, because the notion that Galactus may be, entering the phases, and which has to encompass some of Silver Surfer, you know what I'm saying? My question is Norrin Radd, who actually isn't even from Earth, he's from Zenla, right? Zenla. Can you be black if you're not even from Earth?
Silver Surfer's a nigga. I don't care what anybody says. Silver Surfer's a full, like, he's a runaway slave. Like, how black can you get? Like think about his origin and then think about how I'm escaping. Like, he's a runaway slave. Like, come on, like that.
You're actually right.
He's fully black. Just like Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z is black. I don't want to hear no questions about that. Like, Silver Surfer is 100% black. So they better cast a black man if they finally introduce him in the MCU.
But Tyrone, is he really? I mean, because look, Nolly will tell you right now, even though she's probably fending off her son from trying to jump in on a combo, Nolly will tell you that even Dominicans that are on Earth don't consider themselves black. So here's a guy from Zenla. Does he even know what black means? Does he identify as black? I mean, look, let's just keep it real. We're black, and people of color here. We all are. And so we identify as such. People of color, black, whatever. Is that something that only exists in an Earth realm? Will we be putting a label on him that he won't even identify with? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you be a black man, Tyrone, from another world?
I think that it's going to depend on Zenla. Honestly, like in this situation, it's going to depend on like what was the situation in Zenla. Who knows? Because Norrin Radd's people, they might have been the white people in Zenla, and just holding down everybody else. You know what I mean? It could have been a taupe supremacy kind of deal over there in Zenla. So he comes over here expecting to be treated like as such, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm a totally different thing over here on Earth." So it's a very, this version of race is a very Earth-centric concept. He might just, maybe everybody's getting along on Zenla, which I believe was the case. I remember watching that cartoon, and it was a great little place to be. They were hanging out, having a good time. So everybody's cool there. So it's just like, no matter what color you are, what race you are, whatever, they're just chilling. So yes, as far as the universally go and canonically and stuff, I don't know if he's dealt with racism in Zenla or any kind of supremacy or anything like that. But you bring that shit to Earth, and and look at your pre-Silver Surfer form, you're going to be treated a certain way. So I'm going to say, when you cast him as a black man. That's what we got to do, like without a doubt. And plus, there's already precedent for that. Lawrence Fishburne was the voice of Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four. So we've already hit that. At least that was right. Like, that part of the movie was right. So I say go for
Steph.
it.
Go ahead, Michael.
Oh, so I was about to piggyback on something that he was saying. It's like, no, he might not know racism on Zen La, but you come into Earth as a silver, you're gonna be treated like a nigga when you get here. So like what what's his face said, you gonna learn today. So he gonna learn. So he might not be what we consider like identify as black, but come you can come to the cookout because you're gonna be treated just like us.
Yeah.
So like
it's one of those things where like it's tough and it sucks here. Like, we got your back. Don't worry. This is what we do. We get together. We help each other out.
I mean, even looking like Martian Manhunter, he's green, but he came to Earth and he's like, nah, I identify with these folks over here. So he
exactly
he dresses
hanging out. Hanging out.
He identifies as a black man when he's in human form.
That's one of the things. Real quick, Steph. Oh, go ahead, Ty.
I was just gonna say that's part of black culture, though. We're more accepting than I'm just saying. I can only speak this because I'm black, but I'm saying, but we're the type of people that will accept damn near anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like Silver Surfer comes to the Earth as Silver. 9 times out of 10, he's gonna be attacked. He's gonna be like all of that just because he's different. That's been kind of the historical way things have gone in our world, the world that we live in. But when it comes to black people, we'll accept you if you want to be an ally, or we'll like come on over, come on, yeah, hey, come to the cookout. And now how your behavior at the cookout determines if you get a second invite back to the cookout.
Yes.
When I look at this, and when we discuss this, it's really hard because racism and color and characterizing people by color is systematic of Earth. This is how we do. Like
in the United States specifically, if I may.
Yes, specifically when it comes to universal, like in the comics and everything like that, people are characterized by race, like the where you come from, like whatever the Zenlanians or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they're characterized. So it's you could easily in this thing say Galactus is black too, based on just the complexion. But we also know that you go, white people can go to a tanning bed and lay in there for hours and hours and dark after a while. Do we also consider them black? No, we don't. So I mean, it's just one of those things. But
that's a good point, Steph. I want to lean on your intellect here. Is blackness a frame of mind? Is it a skin tone, a melanated complexion, or is it a culture only? Can you be black from another planet?
I mean, it's definitely more than a frame of mind and a culture. Rachel Dolezal, you can't just claim blackness because you want it. But I believe that, when Silver Surfer is on Earth, he's a black man. He's black when he's here. It is really rooted in ancestry and DNA and not just appearance. People can be black in all different shades and showings. But if you're on Earth and you look like that man in the comics did, you're black when you're here, brother.
Yeah, I agree. I think that being black will tap in real quick the first time you get pulled over. You'll recognize which the hell side it is.
He ain't getting pulled over. He got his own board.
I mean, he got a board and everything. But
I guess it's like straight legal. Yeah.
I don't know if he said, "Hey, pull that surfboard over, homeboy. Let me see license, insurance."
If anybody hasn't watched that cartoon, by the way, it's on Disney Plus. It's actually really good. Like, you should check that out.
The Silver Surfer cartoon, it was pretty good. I wish it got more seasons.
Yeah, I think there's only one season, but like it's good storytelling. The animation's a little dated, of course, but check it out. There's some good shit.
It's good in terms of the storyline. It's a little he's a little dramatic.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's the 90s. It's the 90s.
Oh, I have lost my lover.
Yeah. I love
what shall I do?
Even Jean Grey in the X-Men, the bitch was always passing out. Levitate, Omega level mutant, levitating a pencil. Scott!
It was crazy, man. But yeah, I guess we'll vote and we'll say that yes, even if you're from another planet, listen, brother, I don't care where you land, where your birth certificate is from. When you get here, goddamn it, you part of the struggle. So we adopt you until you say some shit about liking Hitler and and whatever else Kanye West says. All right, man. Let's move it right along, man. Getting back to our favorite subject, white people. Right here on Black History Month. Let's go ahead and discuss The Last of Us last episode, which I frankly have opinions about, but I'd like to go around the horn and ask everybody on the panel to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the episode, give me a thumbs down if you didn't enjoy the episode, and give me a meh in the middle if you feel in between or no way whatsoever. I'm gonna pull this down in 3, 2, 1. All right. Hold on. What the fuck is that shit, Ty? What the fuck? What are you doing?
It means I like the episode, but I got some issues. All right. That's why I gave you both.
I can feel. I actually feel that because that's how I was the first time I watched the episode. I was like, "Do I like this episode?" And then I had to watch it a couple more times, and I was like, "Okay, no, I do like this episode."
Okay. Well, yes, you did something weird too. Did you not watch it? Or
I haven't watched any of that shit. So.
Oh, okay. All right. No, my bad. All right.
Y'all know me.
She's not about to have nightmares.
Yeah, she's been.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm not gonna watch that.
I watch that shit. Sorry. Insomniac.
It's not scary. Well, I guess.
I'm not talking to y'all.
You want to take a break?
We have this conversation again, okay? Damn.
All right. So for those of y'all who don't know, if those of y'all listening and watching, and by the way, we always got to shout out our followers. Shout out to everybody watching us on Twitch. Shout out to our Facebook watchers. YouTube is lit right now. What's good, lit? Shout out to everybody on Comedy Hub watching us. You appreciate it, man, and hope you'll welcome and befriend our new special guest, Black Gay Comic Geek, on Instagram. Now, yes, I don't know if you want to hear all this, so it's up to you. You're not gonna watch the show, so you don't mind. Okay,
I'm just not like.
Are you not? Okay, so yeah, I didn't watch. I saw Steph. You liked it again. Oh, okay, all right.
You're muted.
We're muted. Look at it. Look at that white folks, and then got into our system.
Don't ever say that to me.
I'm sorry.
I sideways liked it. I thought it was a beautiful short film, but I was like, but we're fucking zombies. Where's Ellie and Joel? Granted, as the commenters will point out, I didn't play the game. Yeah, we all know I didn't play the fucking game. I didn't play the game. I'm just watching the show, guys. But I wanted more zombie action, and I wanted the main characters. It was a very unexpected detour. It was a beautiful episode, but I felt like I was watching an entirely different show.
Right. What about you, Nolly? You as our resident game player, what was your feeling of this episode?
When I tell you that my boyfriend elbowed me, he was like, "Are you seriously sobbing?" My guy, I have feelings, okay? I have a lot of feelings. Leave me alone. It was so beautifully done. We don't get backstory like that in the game. So the fact that they gave us that they've been giving us backstory each episode, but the fact that they gave us the Bill and Frank story, it was so good. I loved it.
You loved it. Okay, all right. Well, we've got a lukewarm like, we've got a love, we've got a half like, half eh. I'm with the meh. Tyrone, what say you? And then we'll follow up with Michael.
Oh yeah, I had 2 thumbs up. I absolutely love this episode. I spent most of it watching very blurry screen because my eyes were all welled up with tears and stuff like that. It was gorgeous. It hit. It was a hopeful, like in this very very bleak post-apocalyptic scenario where all you're expecting to do is survive. Like the idea of, finding a purpose, finding love, finding a reason to enjoy your life in this really, really shitty scenario really hit home, especially right now. I mean, we're all kind of living in a sort of light, like a diet version of this. So, to find something so joyful and so beautiful in those moments, the strawberry scene in particular was a good microcosm of that. But yeah, absolutely loved it. No notes, no complaints. There was one zombie in there for a little bit, and that was enough. Like it was just such a good episode. So I was all aboard.
All right. I love it when we have different opinions. Steph, please, and then Michael.
I will just add, I was disappointed, though, that our segue into this flashback was let's zoom in on a black woman and her baby. And I was
That's
like,
what I was like. Yeah,
I
felt the same way.
Ooh, we get a black lady story. Oh no, she was just the segue to some white guys.
Oh, it's worse than that.
Not I was gonna say not even just that, but knowing that's the same black woman that's dead.
Yeah,
it was the same shirt.
Yeah,
I was like, oh come on, why she got to be black?
Right.
Literally, this was on my list of things to talk about. It's like, how do we feel about the fact that one of the first, well, I don't want to say one of the first because we did have Marlena, but like this, I'm gonna keep it real. Like that shit fucked me up, and that happened like at the very beginning. Like we saw the clothing of some young child, and then it to be revealed as this black woman, and this is kind of what fucked me up a little bit. There's no, and I hope this is gonna probably sound really bad, so please put me in my place, Tyrone, if necessary. But I don't know if y'all saw the rounds a couple weeks ago of these drawings of these grown-up Rugrats characters, and they like there's one of them that was depicted like they showed Tommy, they showed and then they showed Susie as a single mother. I was like, well, what the fuck? Like, why everybody else get families? Like, y'all made these, you know what I'm saying, these families up. So it kind of affected me a little bit that I saw, like, you know, that here's this black woman with a child that they're kind of giving that same treatment. Now, don't get me wrong, black women are strong. We don't need no man. We could do it on our own. We good. But just like that whole trope of like black women being single and fatherless, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. It's not bad. But it's like we're leaning right into that. You know what I'm saying? At this point, we've got two black women, three basically. You know, and I don't know. Maybe Marlena may have something going on with the other one. But we've got three now that are depicted basically as when you get Tess though, and you get all these other folks, and you even get Bill in them. Like there's always like a companion. Like why are they trying to? I don't know. That didn't sit well with me. I ain't gonna lie, and it just fucked up my gut. You know what I'm saying? Like that scene stuck with me, and especially because they didn't make it. So like it's borderline Michael Trauma-esque for me. You know what I'm saying? So it was a bit of a hard.
That's literally what I thought when I watched. I was like, what? Come on now. Like,
yeah. So I mean that. Now that being said, you did give it 2 thumbs up, my friend. So what were your feelings on the show overall? On the episode, excuse me.
No, Ty gave it 2 thumbs up. I gave it the 1.
Oh, the 1. All right. Well, why we only get 1 thumb up? What did you like and what did you like?
I was gonna say like for bad Ty, I was kind of when he went like this, like where the camera at? There we go. I was like, I actually feel that because the first time I watched this episode, part of me was like, I don't know how I feel about this episode. I don't know if I like this episode, mostly because once you get to the whole relationship between Bill and Frank, this is like very different from the game. This is a full departure from the game. We don't get any backstory with Frank and Bill in the game and yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to go fully into that for the people that haven't played the game. But like, I think the thing that I at first had an issue with is, this is the first episode that didn't have the cold open. So I was a little disappointed at that too. I was like, oh, we didn't get the
right.
Yeah. And also like, with the relationship between Bill and Frank, because it was so different, because it was such a huge departure. And also on top of that, both Bill and Frank died by the end of this episode, which Bill is still alive in the game.
Right.
So the fact that, because at first when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, you got this gay storyline and then it ends in tragedy. Both of them end in tragedy. I was just like it's a trope where anytime you get to like gay storylines or depicting gay couples, there's always some type of tragic element involved into it. Either they both died, like get AIDS or it's always some type of tragedy involved in this. So I was like, oh, why both of them got to die? So when it ended, I was just like, especially knowing that Bill doesn't die in the game, I was like, I don't know if I'm a fan of this. Like, what? It's trash. But then I thought about it even more and watched the episode a couple more times, and I was like, well, technically, now that I watch it, like it's not tragic. Like they both won. They both lived a long, happy, I guess, successful life in this zombie apocalypse. Like that's something that we would all want to wish for in this if we end up in a zombie apocalypse. So I'm like, is it really tragic? They made it to old age, so like,
that's a good point.
After thinking about it from that aspect, I was like, okay, I enjoy this episode a little bit more.
Nolly, it looks like your signal might be dwindling a little bit, but if we can still hear you, I was hoping that you could
Yeah.
chime in.
Sorry, I
It's
don't know
all
what's
good.
going on with the internet. It's hella windy out, and Spectrum is ghetto. So,
Oh, it is indeed.
but I think that they gave them a much better ending than Frank got in the game, and I think my heart has always wanted that. It was sad as hell.
But in the game, all right, because I haven't gotten to this part yet. I'm still a noob. In the game, he actually is around in 2033. Is that correct?
Yes.
So
he meets Ellie and all that. Yeah.
So he does meet Ellie, and so that's the major deviation, if I'm to understand this correct. Because
he's younger too.
Much younger.
He's not as old.
Yeah.
In the game.
Yeah, they age. Didn't it seem like they aged like 40 years? How does Joel is the same age, but Bill and Frank look like they aged 40 years and 10 years.
Joe's character may be white, but his actor is brown. And white people age like milk in a hot Arizona sun. So the aging was appropriate.
Oh my God.
It was like we made it to the ripe old age of 38, and it's time to end our lives.
We've made it to 38. I'm happy. You're my purpose. But that is an interesting. So that you bring up a really good point, Ty. Like this was when they actually met up with the rest of the band. I think I have that picture. Yeah, so right here, which I think was in 2022, was it? Like,
I think this was 2007.
2007. This is all right. So this is when.
Yeah, 3 years later, 2010.
So 2010. This is when he storms out. And this is kind of hilarious to us because we was like, he just gonna. So as soon as he just give it up, he just gonna come around and start changing the curtains. You know what I'm saying? No, I want to go ahead and move over. And there was this whole scene, Ty. I think you were talking about how he's like, look, all right, now look, I ain't no hoe, but before I take this thing. This ain't no one day thing. I'm here for the lifetime.
Yeah, he said, I don't want you to think I'm having sex for a sandwich. And I'm like, but then you just said, if I do this, I'm staying for a couple of days because you want more sandwiches. Like, so like
before I do this, I need you to know I'm gonna be staying for some more.
Yeah, I'm staying for some more. I'm staying for some more hot showers and food. Like I made a joke on my own live stream because there's a moment. There's a moment that when Bill and Frank kiss, you see Frank starting to cry too. And I was like, the reason he crying, because in real life, they have they say the gay for pay actors. I was like, Frank ain't gay. He gay for a hot shower. So I'm like, in the zombie apocalypse, you know how they got that meme, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. It's the same thing. I was like, this episode, he's like, I'm not gay, but a hot shower is a hot shower. He's humping for a sandwich. Like, so that's why he was crying in that episode, because he's like, dang, I gotta suck some dick in the zombie apocalypse. Because Frank had a whole setup. And that's like, you gotta the main thing you try to look for. Granted, I don't actually think this, but that was just like what my mind went when I saw the episode. I was just like, if you see somebody, they got a whole fence, they got electric, they got sandwiches, they got a whole. I'm like, I'm trying to. What do I got to do to stay here too? Because you got like you got electricity, you got a hot shower. Like even like when he was like, go take a shower, Bill. He's like, go take a shower because I'm about to eat that ass. Because I'm trying to do whatever I need to do. I need to do whatever I need to do to stay in this location. Like you got wine, you got rabbit, like. Come on, like you got a piano, like.
Yo, he did that shit is hilarious. That was the first thing he said. He was like, "Go take a shower."
Yeah, go take a shower, like. Because I'm trying to, I'm sleeping with you for some more rabbit.
Yeah, it wasn't getting no burgers. This ain't no ramen noodles. What's up, Ty?
This is why I said I liked the episode and I had some issues, man. First of all, like let's start from a little bit from the beginning of when okay, Bill, is it Bill or Frank? What's the long hair? Long hair.
Frank? Long hair is Bill.
Okay, Bill. All right. Bill went to great lengths to fence himself in, protect his investments, all of the stuff that he had. He finds this stranger in a hole. The man tells him, "Look, I'm a good guy. I'm okay. You can trust me. I'm not going to bring anybody. I'm not going to tell anybody." Every movie that I've ever watched that has an apocalypse type deal and has an issue like this where there's somebody that shows up and is like, "Oh, you can trust me," you can usually never trust them. They're always going to be the ones that let everybody else in. And when I hear people talk about, "Oh, this is such a beautiful love story," this was a whole story. This was a story of somebody coming in saying they're not a hoe and then proceed to be the biggest hoe in the history of hoedom. Like they was like, he was like, "Look, not only am I going to come in, but I'm going to change everything that you got going on. I'm going to fix up the boutique. I'm going to sweep up there. I'm going to make everything look how I want it to look. And you don't have a say in it no more, sir. This is now became my residence, and I make the look. We're having friends over, and I don't care what you say. Hold up."
We don't have friends.
My name was on the mortgage. Last time I checked, I built all this shit, but somehow I have to now, come on, man. And then on top of all of that, man, to just like this was the icing on the cake for me, right? Like, why spend the whole episode building all of this up to kill them at the end of the fucking episode? I was like, if you were gonna do that, then you could have spent 30 minutes on this shit right here and then killed them and moved on with the rest of the storyline. We spent a whole hour getting all built up and wrapped up in these two to kill them. I was like, yo, y'all need to stop, man. Take me back to Ellie and Joel. And furthermore, Joel, put a bullet in Ellie. Stop playing.
Yo, she's like 14, bro. Jesus.
Put a bullet in her ass. Listen,
ain't no story if you do that. The show over.
The show is over. All I'm gonna say is, Joe. I said this last episode. Ellie is gonna get Joel killed horribly, and I'm still feeling that same shit. Like, and Joel was like, "Look, follow all you have to do is follow rules." As soon as she got the first opportunity to break the rules, she did. And I'm like, damn, you grabbing a gun. The man has been telling you to leave the gun alone. You grabbing the gun, like, yo,
there are these people that I know that love just breaking rules and pushing limits and testing boundaries and stuff. Just a group kids, I believe they're called children. And so that it's gonna happen. Also, I hope y'all get used to people dying at the end of episodes or in episodes in this show, because that shit's gonna happen a lot. I imagine everybody we meet that we like is going to die. So I really hope that y'all don't get mad at that.
No, Tyrone, when you spend the whole episode, what I'm saying is I understand death, and I understand that people are going to die. But why spend a whole hour building up this relationship with these two characters to kill them at the very end of this episode? That part for me, I felt like drolled on, and it was like it was a lot of it that could have kind of been cut out if it was going to be like that, because the episode starts with them on their journey to go see Bill and Frank. That's where they're supposed to be going.
Where are you trying to get so fast? Calm down and enjoy the scenery, enjoy the ride, the journey. It's all
but I'm like, but the reaction you're having now, it's like, oh, I spent all this to now I care about them and they killed them. That's why. That's exactly why.
Oh, you're feeling.
Anyway, Steph's been trying to say something for a while. Like,
let's Steph's been trying to say something for a minute. Please, Steph, please.
I thought the death was very romantic. If my person, if I go before my person, I do not want you to move on and love again. Okay, I want you to die of a broken heart within 24 hours. That's how I know it was real. Also, I found Frank's "I don't normally do this" moment the most relatable thing probably that's happened in the entire series for me. I was like, okay, Bill and Frank, there's not a whole lot I relate to with these two characters, but who amongst us has not had a moment of, listen, I'm not a hoe, okay? But right now, today, I'm going to indulge in some hoe shit. I just need you to know before I do it, this is not who I am. I'm just, who hasn't had that moment in their lives? Really?
I haven't had that moment yet.
Vince is just like, I am a hoe and I always do this. That's why.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just gonna call it like it is. Look, you gonna get it, and I ain't gonna think nothing of it. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can get the look, no, I'm just playing stuff. But well, Steph, let me ask you this. If you fell into that hole, the ditch, let's say,
Yeah.
let me the actual hole in the ground. Jesus. Y'all got nasty minds. And then this gentleman bucked up on you, all right, and held a gun at you, and now okay, you know what? For your sake, because I think I got a feeling of I know the answer. I think that your action subsequent this would depend on the aesthetics of whoever is holding the gun. If I'm not.
1,000%. I would take the hot meal in the shower. I would be his like sassy black girl best friend. You know what I mean? We could have a fun little buddy comedy together, but that man is not my type.
Okay.
So if Michael B. Jordan the apocalypse, it's on and popping. Let's go.
Okay.
Look, Bill would have sent Stephanie off with a bag lunch. Like, good luck on your journey out there in the apocalyptic world with no food and no water.
Gave her some Lunchables and on her way.
Yeah, you would
not even no wine. You can't even get the wine.
Your life decisions. You'd have been like, how much am I not into white men?
Now hold on, Steph.
Because also, to be fair, because I'm like, with Bill being a prepper and stuff like that, I'm like, nah, this he would have been at the fucking cap. He would have been storming the Capitol building.
He's definitely.
Yeah, he definitely would have been storming the Capitol building. Granted, I was like, but he's also gay, so I don't know. But then I was like, nah, he definitely would have been.
But is he gay? All right, but that's the question.
Bill
I mean, he is now. But
he said he's never. He said he's only been with a woman once.
And so I have a theory about this. But real quick, one of my favorite parts, the thing it made me laugh out loud when he was like, "Oh yeah, cut, damn it, Bill. You just you think oh everybody's coming for you and black helicopters and that the whole government is Nazis." He's like, "The government is Nazis." He's like, "Well, yeah, now, but but before it was saying that shit was hilarious." But that's the question I have. But Tyrone, before I ask the question, you had something to say?
Oh no, Michael picked up on exactly where I was going, which is that whole like. Based on who Bill was before everything, I don't think he would have taken too kindly to Stephanie being in his little hole trap.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you.
I think Bill was just horny, and anybody who fell in that trap would have been a prom beat.
Yeah, he was by himself. He was by himself for like 4 years.
That's it.
But he loved it. He loved being by himself.
So Frank fell in that hole. He get in that hole. So like. I'm sorry.
All right, let me circle back. Like Steph, I want to just be clear. This isn't I fell in a ditch on my way home to my house. This is I have no house, no home, no family, no food, no water.
His whole crew died.
No sustenance whatsoever. Here's a guy with security, with the whole neighborhood. These motherfuckers were walking around their own little subdivision. You know what I'm saying? And it's all guarded. He don't even have to man it. He sits there eating pork chops while he's watching his traps work. And you wouldn't even give that, like you wouldn't be like, you wouldn't swerve it up for the sake of survival.
Just like Joel is on a quest to save Ellie, I am on a quest to find the last black man on Earth, and we are going to be there. That is my mission in real life and in the show. Okay.
So, but you can't find him if you're dead, if you're walking around with no food, you think when you're going to find Michael B. Jordan in The Last of Us Apocalypse and you ain't showered in 3 weeks,
I'm gonna let Bill give me a sandwich. I'm gonna have a little dinner. I'm gonna flirt my way into a meal in the shower and be like, "Thank you so much. That was really nice of you. Bye." And then I'm gonna come back with my black husband and we are gonna take over. I'm sorry, Bill. This is karma. Your people did this to mine for many years. So,
Steph, what if it's not open to negotiation? What if he then propositions you like he puts this hot meal in front of you. You haven't eaten in a week. You haven't taken a bath in a week, and he's like, "Look, I made you this gourmet quail and and all of this stuff. It's smelling good. But before you bite it, I know you're not a hoe. But if you want to do some whole shit, I'm open.
Gregory Clemens said on Facebook that sandwich ain't got no seasoning.
Well, see, I honestly, okay, at this point, I feel threatened, so I feel justified in just killing him and taking all his shit.
Oh yeah,
I do. I mean, it would cross my mind, but I'm like, I'm a good person. I can't just kill this man. But once I feel like he's like come at me that way, then I feel justified in like light flirting and stabbing him in the back of his neck.
But if you kill him, what you gonna do? Because you don't know how to like the maintenance, the gardening.
Just what I was about to say.
The upkeep.
I mean, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Ain't no Google. You can't.
I'm better off than I was, though.
There's no YouTube.
Yo, these are good points, Steph. Steph's like, I'll figure that shit out. Here's the fucked up part. Like, Steph's gonna do all this to meet the black man of her dreams in the zombie apocalypse, and he's gonna do that same fuckboy, shit that niggas did before the apocalypse, and he's, what I'm saying, and he's gonna, niggas still gonna need.
Wow. Even in the zombie apocalypse, I'm attracting fuckboys. That's messed up.
What's the difference?
There might not be no black people. I feel like when the bombs dropped, our neighborhoods was the first ones to get hit. I feel like they dropped it right in Crenshaw, right in every place that we reside and is heavily populated with black people. Bomb.
Wow. Well, I will say, I would have.
But we know how to survive, though. So, like,
right. Yeah, you see Marlela. We leading the revolution. But for me and my household, yeah, we might have had a lot to think about. Because I like comfort, and I would. Hey, I never did this either. You know what I'm saying? But
I said Frank was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do some strange things for some. I'm gay for a stay."
That's the moment. That's the moment we're looking for. All right, cool. Well, listen, man. We can talk about this all day. The Last of Us episode. So if you want, let's do a little after show. Maybe discuss a little further. If anybody has a little time, not too long. I know everybody can't always do that, but hey, sometimes we do have time. Right now, I wanted to just leave that real quick. But I also did want to say that I didn't give my opinion. I thought the show was I had my meh up. I thought it was cool. Frankly, there were moments where I was frankly bored, and it wasn't because of any of the orientation, or it's just I'm not a romance guy. Like, I like to escape. I didn't want to see a romance between Joel and Tess. I could give a shit. Like, I want to see the action. My favorite parts are when Ellie went full Elliot from E.T. and like was slicing up, like this. She's doing a dissection on this freaking. What the fuck was wrong with Ellie? Like, this chick is
Ellie's
like
a psycho.
Yeah, this motherfucker is like, she gets all close. Like, bitch. Sorry, I gotta stop. I fucking gotta stop doing that shit. I gotta. Young lady, you're just because you're immune don't mean you're immune.
The actress is an adult, so like.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Cool. I call bullshit too, Vince. I call bullshit. You literally was just telling us how much you love the Harry and Meghan fucking story on goddamn Netflix, but you don't love a love story. And sit your ass down. I don't do love, man. Stop.
I did love that.
You totally did, bro. But you were like, I really want to talk about this.
Damn. Yes, Ed too. Yes.
Man, he trying to front because I'm on here.
Maybe. Well, I mean, the Megan story. See, that's why your internet fucking up. See, don't be talking shit. I'll send the powers your way. Listen, I like that documentary because of how it delved into the differences of British and English culture. If it was all about them kissing and hugging and all that, nah. I like the fact that she's trying to say, look, I tried to integrate with them, but see, you get me off, man. Don't fuck with me, bro. I'm gonna holler at you out there. Shit. I can't believe you just did me like that, homeboy. Why you gotta call me out, man? I just thought that I just wanted more action. That's all I'll say about it. But before we run low on time, and I got to get to this, man, because Steph posted this in the notes, and I thought that this was a very interesting dynamic. There actually is we have. I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but evidently, oh shoot, Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy's kids are dating.
What?
Yes, Eddie Murphy, his son, correct me if I'm wrong, Steph, is dating the daughter of Martin Lawrence. Here's what they look like right here. I got a bad feeling I'm gonna push this. Is gonna mess it up. Okay, cool. I don't think we're gonna have any. Okay, let's just see what he had to say about this.
Gotta ask, what do you have to say about that?
No. That's not how it goes. My daughter just got married. I had to pay, really had to pay. And you have to do the same, Martin. Don't try to switch it up. Don't try to change no shit. Do no Hollywood switch. You paying for the wedding. If it goes down, Martin is paying. And the wedding better be wonderful.
Steph, what the fuck? Is this not going to be the funniest wedding in the world? What would you love to be at that wedding? What's up?
I am dying for an invite to anything. I'm damn near about to get some black pants and a white shirt and sneak in with the catering staff. I just want to be in the presence of this event because it is going to be an epic celebration of Black comedy royalty like nothing I think we've ever seen before.
Oh man, I just wonder like which Martin's gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? Roscoe, Shanae, Big Mama's house. Yo, go ahead, Todd.
I was gonna say Martin might pay for the wedding, but he might be the pastor. He might be the flower girls. He might be.
He's gonna be all of it, yeah.
He might be the band.
But Eddie Murphy might be too. You got the Crumps.
Yep, they might just combine and just play because and you gotta figure Eddie must have spent a lot of money because when anytime you hear a black man say, "Oh, I had to pay," like, oh no, he's gonna pay. That means he paid far more money on that wedding than he probably ever imagined he would. So
I'm just gonna call out the uncomfortable notion of being aware that your daughter and son of your friend are smashing. That's just uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? And it's not stuff that I like to think about. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like to see my kids in bathing suits. I'm gonna keep it real. So it's uncomfortable for me to imagine them having kids together, you know, with somebody that was in life with me. You know what I'm saying? But I could definitely see him checking somebody at the reception. Like, you gonna eat your cornbread?
I'm the pappy.
I want to be at that because you know that catering gonna be fly, and then like Martin and Eddie Murphy, like, come on, everybody gonna be there. Like, Beyonce probably gonna be there. Like, I need to talk to her about these tickets. Like, I'm gonna have to do an OnlyFans. I'm gonna have to do OnlyFans just to be able to freaking go to this concert.
Yo, I can just wait. I can't wait to see the footage. But Eddie Murphy busts into the wedding. Is like, I am very happy to be here, to be loved. All right.
Oh man,
hey guys, we're winding down to the end of our first portion. I think there might be some room for a little afterwards. So y'all want to pull up on the YouTube or to the Twitch or to the we do it on the Twitter as well, and pull up. We might talk a little bit more, man, but we just want to take a moment to thank, and I hope you stick around too, Michael, if you don't mind. I don't know what your plans are today, if you got the rest of the day trying to scout those Beyonce tickets, but I just want to thank
I'm
really
hungry.
quick.
I'm about to order some Uber Eats.
Let's do it. We might take a little break here, use the bathroom break, and come back and talk a little bit more on our other channels. So
my mother been blowing my phone up. I need to figure out why she keep calling me.
Oh wow. Okay, we definitely want to talk about that. So real quick, once again, guys, don't forget to follow us on all of our sites. We are on YouTube. We are on the Twitters. We're on everything that has a handle. Just put in New Blurred Order and you will see us there. Follow us all there and we will have a good time discussing everything blurty, nerdy, and all things in between. In the meantime, just wanted to have everybody just give our guest, hopefully who will come back, a warm round of applause for joining us, man. It's a big deal.
I have fun. Yeah. Anytime y'all want me to come back, I'll come
all right, we'll see you next week.
y'all got Tiffany on. Y'all.
That's right. Yeah, we'll definitely we'll keep
the villain lawyer. I want to meet her. She seems so like such a cool person.
I'll tell you what. let's talk after this, and maybe we can make that happen. All right. But for right now, let's go ahead and do our usual out, guys. It is Black History Month, so be extra, be black. And I want to quote something a young lady named Teffy Wonder posted yesterday, which was, "Look, you black, you don't owe it to anybody to explain shit. It's not your job to make you feel comfortable. It's your job to live in your skin and do everything within. So that means be your authentic self. Because if you ain't being yourself, then you're being fake. It ain't no fun in that. And like we always say, if you truly a geek, please go ahead, let that geek flag fly. Welcome back, Yazzie. Thanks, Michael.
I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Let me get all this